I'm feeling open. I'm feeling ready for the afternoon. Hope you guys are too. It's resetting the stage of energy after lunch, if there ever was one. So I'm very excited to welcome to the stage Ampush. Ampush is a social growth agency that Tinuiti acquired in, in January of this year. And Ampush has done a lot to really figure out how you drive growth for clients. They have engineered a really unique pre and post click opportunity, and they are going to give you a little bit of an intro to who they are and what they do and how you can be thinking about customer acquisition. So I'm really excited to welcome to the stage Emily and Cameron from Ampush.
So we'll be talking through a case study for a brand Bonafide, and we'll be talking through their signal loss problems, especially on the meta channel. Specifically, we'll talk through tactics that we used across using unique data signals and multiple touch points across the user funnel to drive growth. Not only will we show how this mitigates some of the impact of signal loss, but also can unlock the growth and profitable growth for the meta channel that we know exists.
Before we get into all of that, though, I want to give a brief overview of the brand we'll be talking about today, Bonafide. Bonafide is a company that creates non-prescription and non-hormonal solutions to treat women's health issues, specifically when women enter into menopause or premenopause. This is not a one-size or one-click-fits-all solution. Menopause covers a wide range of symptoms, anywhere from hot flashes to decreased libido to vaginal dryness. And there's not just one tactic that you need to be going after to treat, or one pill to treat it all. So as you can see, Bonafide has a product line of 8 and counting solutions and supplements out there to fit this problem and allow customers to find the solution that works for them on a very personal level. That's not the only problem they're facing. Another problem the business has is probably very familiar to a lot of you in this room in a post-iOS 14 world. We have a product here that requires significant time, understanding, and investment from the customer in order to get to that purchase. But now we're lacking that hyper-targeting and segmentation that we had built strategies on previously. So in this new reality, Bonafide's strategies of using these highly segmented targeting groups and just trying to max out clicks within those, we're failing.
And this is a volume drop that happens when your largest source of volume goes to being your smallest source of volume in 3 months, which is what happened for Bonafide. The reason that signal loss is impactful is that it's not an incremental change to the business, it's a step function change to the business. You no longer, in Bonafide's case, they no longer understood the customers that they were reaching on the Meta platform, and the ones that they were reaching, they didn't have the right creative or message to do so effectively. So when we think about this problem, for us it comes back to a data question. We lost a lot of data, but the question is, from the information that we do know about our customer, from our website, how do we bring that together and use it to direct and change the strategy that we can use on these channels?
So to address this, we stopped optimizing ad performance in a silo. We stopped isolating metrics and trying to improve them, looking to maximize click-through rate and then conversion rate without thinking about how they impacted each other. The question became, so how do we look at all of the places that we are reaching a customer and use that to make up for the targeting that we had previously, again, built strategies around? So here we combined that pre and post-click experience and looked at it from through a lens of impression efficiency. Using this, we looked at post-purchase surveys, creative performance, site metrics, and LTV, all through that lens of impression efficiency to get to and determine how impactful each of these were toward APM. And without getting too in the weeds here, APM is acquisitions per milli or acquisitions per 1,000 impressions. And with this new metric, I no longer cared if my ad was engaging. I cared that it engaged the right people and got them into a funnel that was designed to fit their needs. And these analyses made it clear that our funnel had to do a lot of heavy lifting in a pretty short amount of time, getting users from low familiarity to a high commitment product to making that conversion within a few sessions. I'm going to start with how we tackled that pre-click experience, or more commonly, as you probably all know it, the ad. Ampush needed to develop ad creative that really imbued credibility and trust with the partnerships, all while still being engaging enough to get users out of their feed and onto the site. And we had to do these at scale, and that is a big ask. But there are two things that make this work. One is that data-backed audit I had mentioned previously, which allows us to rank our tests based on priority order and projected impact. And then two is building a machine that we can do this at scale, testing anywhere from 40 to 80 creatives a month until we find that winning one. And the result is what you see here, which is what we on the team refer to as our white coat videos. They're high credibility professional doctors talking to users in a more influencer style, like native format that speaks to them on a really personal level. And we could use that to get to that audience without relying on a...
Sex does not have to be painful. Like many of you, I am now in menopause. Our vagina and our vulva become less elastic.
I also wanted
This
to
is the
see how many
first
times I could say
FDA-cleared
vagina on stage, so I had
vaginal
to add in this
hyaluronic
for a
acid
little bit
suppository.
extra.
This little ovule goes in every 2 to 3 days.
Oh,
and
no, we're going to watch... Okay. I'll serve you up an ad later, don't you worry.
And the beauty of looking at this across a wider funnel is that we get a second data point to help validate the hypothesis we made at the ad level. So what we look at specifically is users that have come from the Meta channel to our landing page, and we audit every behavior of those users. What you're looking at here is some of the analysis that we'll do. We'll look at heat maps of saying where these users look at the page. We'll look at mouse flow to see where they're clicking, where they're expressing interest. This in addition to what you'd expect in terms of how conversion rate drops off at different funnels. But it allows us to understand was our hypothesis correct, and what do we need to say next to these customers and users. What we do with this information is we design specific landing pages for these users from the Meta channel to speak to what we understand are their needs, as they might be different than an organic user or someone coming from the source somewhere else. So in the case of Bonafide, there was two very specific things that we want to do that were different than what you can imagine their homepage looks like. The first is on the right here. And what we wanted to do was highlight customer reviews and like candid feedback. But you'll notice something different about what this review is. One, it's not just a generic thing on a side that says 100 5-star reviews, nor is a branded 3-minute video about somebody's experience. It's real, it's authentic, it's like to the point, and it helps anchor a lot of the credibility we brought in through these videos of doctors, but actually shows what somebody likes on the other side too. So we actually put this either above the fold or right in tandem, which I know from a DR marketer, it sounds like heresy to do that. But our goal was actually we wanted people to see this first before they went through the rest of the process.
And anytime I can reference Cardi or Megan, I'm happy to. The second what you see is on the right, where, as I mentioned before, menopause presents a lot of different symptoms. Like, it's not just, here's what you've entered menopause, welcome to this starter package. We wanted to simplify that complex buying process and shorten that buying funnel by embedding a one-question quiz into our checkout flow that easily matched users to allow them to pick a symptom and match them to the right product to help them treat that, getting their entire treatment plan within a single checkout flow. So this example is just that nice short form quiz. You can see a few of them up there, and really helped people find that like trust, empathy, and personalization that they were looking for.
The last thing I'll say on both of these, you won't see this on the homepage or website. You'll only get these experiences if you're coming through ads that we think this makes sense for and matches the intent level of users from a different channel.
And what we were able to see as well of what they were looking for in the ads and carry that through of that credibility, trust, and empathy. I need to make sure I'm pointing. That's a good lesson for anybody presenting later in the day.
So the results here are kind of what you'd expect from, well, they're not what you'd expect, but these numbers happen when you take the smallest channel and you rescale this to the largest channel a brand has again. Year over year is what you're looking at with this 1,400% growth right around the pivotal time for Bonafide in Q1. This is now back to a channel where not only is this the largest percentage of their marketing makeup, but also it's a place where we're finding profitable incremental customers at the scale that we know Meta is available and able to do for us.
Didn't learn my own lesson, but so that gets us to like, well, what does that have to do with today's theme and question our way to clarity? And to be honest, clarity wasn't really a word that people were associating with Meta advertising post this iOS 14 signal loss. But the answers are still there. It just, we had to reshape how we looked at those data sets, stop relying on our previous assumptions or previous calculations. And by doing that, we were able to do more with what we had, with each click doing a lot more heavy lifting to Bonafide's bottom line than what they were seeing before.
All right.
I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time. We enjoyed being up here. Hope you guys did too. And we'll be in the speaker lounge or the Tiger Room. If you guys want to chat after, just say hi. Thank you so much.